Hello everyone, this is Ms.Shopita Khurana, Faculty Journalism and Mass Communication for Tecnia Institute of Advanced Studies. And today the topic for our discussion is communication types. Yes, the types of communication. Communication comes in 4 basic types and we are going to look about them in details in today's video. The first and the foremost communication is verbal communication. This is a mode of communication that relies on words to convey the message. This is the standard method of communicating that most of us use on day-to-day basis, though we rarely use it without argumenting it with one of the other communication types. Other cues people use while communicating verbally includes tone, gesture, body language, verbal expression helps in expressing the thoughts and emotions. A phone conversation, chat with a friend, an announcement made or a speech delivered, all are verbal form of communication. For most of us, it comes with ease. As children, we learned verbal communicating through sounds around us. We soon develop and start understanding the language which help us to communicate verbally as we grow older. Verbal communication is further divided into 4 categories. Intrapersonal communication. This form of communication is extremely private and restricted to ourselves. It includes the silent conversation we have with ourselves, wherein we juggle roles between the sender and the receiver. We are processing our thoughts and action. This process of communication, when analyzed, can be either conveyed verbally to someone or stay confined as thoughts. Interpersonal communication. This form of communication takes place between 2 individuals and is thus one-on-one conversation. Here 2 individuals involved will swap their roles of sender and receivers in order to communicate in clearer manner. Small group conversation. Small group communication. This type of communication can take place only when there are more than 2 people involved. Here the number of people will be small, enough to allow each participant to interact and converse. Press conference, board meetings and team meetings are example of group communication. Unless a specific issue is being discussed, small group discussions can become chaotic and difficult to interrupt by everybody. This lack in understanding information completely can result in miscommunication. Public communication. This type of communication takes place when one individual addresses a large number of gathering in the people. Election campaigns, public speaking, public speeches are example of this type of communication. In such cases, there is usually a single sender of information and several receivers who are being addressed. The next in a row is nonverbal communication. Nonverbal communication is a process of communicating without using words or sounds. Nonverbal communication uses gestures, body language, facial expressions, eye contact, clothing, tone of voice, and other cues to convey the message. Like verbal communication, this method of communicating is rarely used alone. Nonverbal communication could be constructed like a spice we use when communicating to add little flavor. You might raise your eyebrow empathetically when speaking to help make a point, or shake fingers at your child when you are angry. These all are nonverbal cues that help to convey a message. The next type of communication is written communication. Written communication is a medium through which sender of the message sends the message and conveyed it with the help of written words. Letters, personal journals, emails, reports, articles and memos are some form of written communication. Unlike some other forms of communication, written messages can be edited, rectified before they are sent to the receiver, thereby making written communication an indispensable part of formal as well as informal communication. This form of communication encompasses features of visual communication as well, especially when the messages are conveyed through electronic devices such as laptop, phones and visual presentation that involves uses of text and words. Now it's visual communication. This form of communication involves the visual display of information wherein the message is understood or expressed with the help of visual aids. For example, typography, photography, sign, symbols, maps, colors, posters, banners, and design help the viewer to understand the message visually. Movies and plays, television shows, video clips, all are form of electronic forms of visual communication. Visual communication also involves the transfer of information in the form of text, which is received through an electronic medium such as computer, phones, etc. Icons and emojis are form of visual communication. When these icons are used in public places, phone or computer, they instruct the users about their meaning and the usage. One of the greatest example of visual communication is internet, which communicates with the masses using the combination of text, design, link, images and colors. All these visual features require us to view the screen in order to understand the message being conveyed. Media communication is developing at a meteoric rate in order to ensure clarity and to eliminate ambiguity. The aforementioned 4 types of communication have played a vital role and continue to do so in bridging gap between the people, commerce, education, healthcare and entertainment. Although there are a number of types of communication which can be segregated on different bases, but for now we limit us to these 4 types of communication. For more update, please subscribe to our channel, and with this I, Shopita Khurana, sign off. Thank you.